New legislation could change the way that you download music. The Conservative government is expected to crack down on file sharing today by tabling a bill.
And there are a lot of things in the bill that don't seem to be what they seem to be. Don't seem to be what they seem to be.
The educational exemptions are made in Canada.
Made worse in Canada. Made worse in Canada. Something of a Trojan horse. It won't help the educators. It may hurt them.
The format shifting exemptions.
Hope you enjoyed it. Can I just share something with you? You just share whatever you like. My mother always told me that no matter how fast you run or how far you don't avoid responsibility, you act. What did you ask? I didn't have a question for Mr. Prentice because my personal experience tells me that he wasn't going to answer me. I just told him something that my parents always taught me as a child, and that's that no matter how far you run and no matter how fast, the responsibility for your actions always catches up with you.
Thank you. So what was your question to the minister?
I asked him why he wanted to make me a criminal for backing up my own DVDs.
What did he say?
He had no answer because he doesn't have an answer.
10-year-olds. Subpoenas delivered at schools against stroke victims, against dead people.
Fred asks, what if I get caught and fined? How much of that money will go to the creator?
Every single penny of it goes to the creator.
We don't believe it will. We don't believe it will. There's been very little done in terms of helping artists. Essentially, it's been a strategy of suing fans and using digital locks.
Locks and lawsuits.
To dictate to fans, to dictate to consumers how they interact with content.
They tabled the bill this morning. Now 3 hours later, he's telling me he got cold feet. What, did he just discover Facebook this morning? Conservative thinking on digital innovation. Zero tolerance for innovation. Conservative thinking on digital innovation. Zero tolerance for innovation. Marjorie Le Breton says not only does she not understand technologies like Facebook, she thinks they're dangerous. Now, are millions of Canadian internet users a threat? So what we're having in these negotiations in Geneva right now is a mandatory snooping of individual internet use, the attempt to personally seize computers at the border, the search and seize, the search and seize, the search and seize.
Key issue on copyright is, of course, striking the appropriate balance.
You can't have balance unless you've had consultations, 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 consultations.
A lot of consumers, I think, felt justified in stealing music, essentially, or downloading it for free, because they feel they were ripped off for so many years, with very high prices on CDs. With very high prices on CDs.
We also feel like they're overpriced. We also feel like they're overpriced. Consumers are having to pay.
I have a cabinet meeting to get off to, but I'm going to have to run here. I have a cabinet meeting.
There's just one very big question everybody has. Mr. Prentice,
it's been nice to be
one big question I have to ask you, which is that, Mr. Prentice, are you still with me?